in the interview room.
Hey, Russ, Melo just said something to the effect of when close losses continue to happen, there can be a tendency for there to be carryover. Not every game, not every time, but how do you fight against something like that when you guys have been in a lot of those games and haven't come out in the way that you want to?
You watch film, you figure out how, if and when you're executing the right way, you're getting shots that you want to get, getting stops. It kind of goes and varies game by game if that's something that you kind of look forward to or look at.
And Frank had pointed out that Houston isn't the best team in terms of defending the rim, and you were really able to get inside and take advantage of that for a while. When the overtime period came, did some of that go away, or was Houston just hot? What did you see in the final session as a team?
Yeah, they made some big shots. Simple as that.
Russ, this is your highest scoring game since in Charlotte. That was another game you guys had. The last look, you had a chance to win tonight as well, and last look in regulation. Does it make it harder in these games when you're doing well, you're scoring and you're having some rhythm, and the team isn't able to win the game?
Yeah, that's ultimately the goal, is to win the basketball game, regardless of, whatever stats there may be. And that's always been my mindset, is making sure that we can win the game. And if we don't win, it's unfortunate. Just try to find ways how we can take some good, from games like this and kind of, continue to move forward.
Russ, kind of knowing that it's hard to win in this league any night, and I don't mean any disrespect to Houston, but that's a team that eyes are way down the road. They're 30-plus games under 500, and you guys played like that offensively. How disappointing is it to leave this building with a loss, considering all of that?
It's easy to say their eyes. Like, you can't say that as individual basketball players. They're going to compete. They play the Lakers. They're gonna compete. They're not worried about, regardless of what happened to them a month before, 2 weeks before. As you guys seen, when you play the Lakers, they get up for those games. People are getting up, and it's a game for a lot of those young guys playing against a lot of guys like myself that have been in the league a long time. It's a thing for them. So regardless of any team's record in this league, you can be beat on any night, as you've seen. And we kind of messed around with the game, and they had confidence throughout the night and made some big shots in overtime.
You guys have said that a lot this year, that teams get up to play you guys. It seems like it's something that you recognized really early in the season. Why has this team not been able to match that when it comes your direction more often than not?
Well, it depends on who we got on the floor. We've had so many different people in and out of the lineup, so it's a question that can't be answered because it changes night to night. You never know who we have and who's in, who's out. So,
Russ, considering the nature of this one and the way the fourth quarter went down, you personally, do you replay those plays in your head? Not necessarily even yours, just the consequential possession by possession, or is it a different process? I'm just curious, how, when you walk away from this one, what does your mind dwell on?
I watch the game, and I watch it and see how, number one, I can be better, and then figure out how we can be better as a team. So I'll look at it and see kind of what and if we had, good defensive possession, good shots, whatever that may be.
And I'll follow. There have been a couple times this year where for whatever reason, I guess you could say your back was against the wall or whatever. That's not the best analogy, but you had the Indiana game, and then you had the Atlanta game where they played really strong. The other night in San Antonio, you opened up about what you and your family got tonight really strong. Do you think there's any correlation between those things?
Yeah, I think for me to be able to, be able to express and talk calmly and get things off your chest is always good for me, and not holding it in and kind of taking all in, but allowing myself to be able to express how I'm feeling, express the important things in my life, and make sure I do that consistently, because it's just better for me to be able to go and play the way I need to play, for this team, and as I move forward.
Russ, you just said a few minutes ago something to the effect of, you guys messed around with the game and hanging. What does that mean when you say mess around? Like, is that a lack of seriousness? What
just a lack of things like, we gave up 32, 36-point quarters first and second quarter, which is a lot of points. They're a high-paced team, but if we want to win the game, we can't give up those type of, second half was better, 29-23, but at that time now, guys got a little confidence, guys made some shots, so now when guys not making threes or whatever they may be, they will make them. Man, that's just kind of how the game goes sometimes.
I guess like the question then would be like, for a team that's in the position you guys are in, knowing you need to make, like, why does that happen coming into this? Why isn't there a higher level of discipline or whatever it is that you need in those moments?
I don't know. I think individually you may have to ask guys kind of what their mindset is and kind of what kind of gets them going, but I try to make sure, and as a guy that's been in the league a long time, and try to make sure everybody's kind of trying to stay connected through all this stuff, because there's a lot going on with us as a team, and it's easy to spread out and not trust each other. So I think the biggest thing is just constantly standing all the guys' ears, that we can still find ways to be able to stick with each other and have each other's back.
All right,